Good afternoon. I kind of have to do this recording of my wine reviews that I did last weekend, or on Saturday. So I have to record them in here because when I do the wine reviews, it will always be in here, and this is the best way I can do it right now. And I'm going to be doing Louis Jadot, and they say it Louis Jadot. My dad's name is Louis, so in France, it is Louis. But I'm going to do the white wine first, the Chardonnay. I'm not a big Chard fan, but sometimes I do like them. I'm going to be using my Elusive Grape wine glass that I've done before in my other videos. I love the Elusive Grape and Downtown DeLand by Stetson. Great place to get wine and food. Yes, I know I happen to be wearing the same dress as one of my videos, but that happens sometimes. I have tons of them though. So I am doing Macon Village's Chardonnay Louis Jadot. Louis Jadot. Not going to take too much because, and what I'm doing right now is kind of swirling it using the bottom of the stem to swirl. It's not as much that I have to swirl as usually with the red wine. Only doing a little bit because I don't really feel in the mood to drink, but I only have a certain amount of time to do videos, and I want to at least get 2 videos done today and 2 videos done tomorrow, because I probably won't be doing videos until next week. And I still have this Jameson whiskey that I'm going to review. I don't know if I've reviewed, I know I haven't reviewed the Hendrix Gin, which I've had some of that. I still think I like the Flower Sweet Gin better. But anyways, that's just to touch a base on what I'm going to be reviewing next. Has a very nice, smooth, buttery, fruity taste. I definitely do not taste oak, which sometimes I don't really like the oaky Chardonnays. It says it's produced in the Monacanese region of Burgundy, which is well suited to the Chardonnay grape. It is made without oak contact to maximize the vibrant flavor. So the grapes are 100% unoaked Chardonnay. It's very crisp, smooth. I like to cook with my white wine and sometimes Chardonnay. Usually like white pastas or seafood. And like I was going to say a while ago, I don't think I touched base on, I'm going to make a Brenner tonight, a breakfast dinner, so I was thinking more of gin and juice. Some gin and orange juice, which I might also review as well since I'm doing this. But I don't really want to drink too much of it. I probably won't even drink much of this, which that is all I'm going to drink of that. It's definitely got notes of apple, and it's a classic expression of the Burgundy grape. It's definitely a nice Chardonnay, buttery, but not too buttery, 100% unoaked. It would be paired good with shellfish, crab cakes, or goat cheese, or like white pasta, shrimp. I definitely recommend it. It was definitely a great seller, and it was at World Market. I live in Florida, but not sure if it's anywhere else because this is kind of the first time I've ran across this kind of wine, and I don't really buy Chardonnay a lot. I just do a lot of sampling. So I definitely suggest this. It's a nice Chardonnay, especially someone that doesn't drink a lot of Chardonnay. This is the one I would go to. So we're going to go next. I'm going to really quickly clean out my wine glass with some cold water. You want to clean it obviously with hot water, but you want to rinse it when you are done with cold water. It's better for the alcohol. And you always want to start with the white wines before the red wines. I always suggest that. like when you see a sampling and you're like, well, I'd like to try both because I don't mind a white wine sometimes, or I don't mind a red wine, or I like both, or it depends on what I like at the time. So you always want to try the whites first. And you always want to make sure you rinse out your wine glass with cold water. So I'm going to put this back in the refrigerator because you always put your white wines in the refrigerator or chill them. It's a great one. And I was very unfamiliar with this red wine. I had never had it before, and I might be saying it wrong. I was saying it right the whole time I was sampling it, but now I've got other things on my mind. I think it's Beaujolais, and this is Louis Jadot. It is origin is an easy drinking wine made with grapes of the highest quality from the Beaujolais region of Burgundy. Grape is 100% gamay. See, I had never, so many things I learned, and I've done this 11 years. I've been doing wine and liquor a lot more, and I figured it was helpful to let people know. I know it's still helpful to taste it, that's why samplings are great. But sometimes, a lot of times really, if you know what kind of wine you like, you kind of know by the notes and maybe even some of the people's sampling. But anyways, I'm just going to put a little bit because like I said, I'm kind of have like a, I wish I had some Prosecco because I'm definitely going to let this sit a minute. I should have let the bottle air out again, but it's almost gone. It was a big seller. It was probably to about right here whenever I got home. Of course, I pour it, so I'm okay with bringing it home or giving it to other people because we try to use it fast or cook with it. So, I was looking up about it and it said it was great with sandwiches. I have not had a chance to do that. With this, I was thinking about having meatloaf tomorrow and spaghetti. Right now I am taking the bottom of the, I forget the exact terms of it, the bottom of the wine glass and stirring the stem because you don't want to touch this part. It heats up the alcohol. You want to take all this and you want to kind of, especially red wine, swirl it around, smell it. See, I'm not big on this kind of wine. It's not the worst, don't get me wrong. I would rather pair it with food. Like I said, I'm going to make some meatloaf tomorrow and then some spaghetti Thursday because we usually go out Friday. Even if it's just little or something. We don't really cook on Fridays because of everything during the week for everyone. But this is, I put this in between. Like, it's definitely not as bold as a Cabernet, and it's not as smooth as a Pinot Noir. I can definitely smell the raspberries and strawberry and cherry. I want to say plum. Definitely plum notes. I taste the plum, definitely the strawberry, and cherry, and spice. It's like the finished taste is definitely raspberry and cherries, but it's not a really bold taste. If you're familiar with the gamay grapes, I still like Pinot Noir better, and I still like red wine better, and I even like Cab, and I don't drink a lot of Cab. But it's a nice variety to switch it up if you wanted to try it, or if you like gamay grapes, or if you like the Beaujolais. This is a nice one. Also gotten at the World Market. That is all I'm going to drink of that, because that's not really my drink of choice tonight. Not that I really feel like drinking much, but I think I'm going to have a little bit of this gin that I'm going to sample next. It's not my favorite gin, not that I've had a lot of gin, but I do like the Flower City gin that I do a review on, and that's so far as my favorite. And I know in May I'm supposed to be doing some more gins. So definitely if you want to try some Beaujolais, the rare gamay, This is a good one, Louis Jadot. It's just not my forte. Well, please like and subscribe and have a nice day.